guys, Coach Rob here. Last video I talked about how I wanted to start talking about aerobic capacity and how I can build a better engine for you in the sport of CrossFit. What I'm going to do is post at least 2 workouts every week on some things you can do to improve your aerobic capacity. I've actually listed 4 here today, but if you notice them, then I'll kind of go over them a little bit. Each one's pretty leg dominant. For you to develop some really good aerobic capacity, and even more importantly, what we talked about in the last video, how to learn or help your body clear lactic acid during a Metcon, it's going to have to be something leg dominated. The more times you can do the running workout, I think the better off it's going to be for you. But for those of you who are absolutely non-runners, and a lot of you that know me know I'm not much of a runner, we do have some other options. There's some rowing, there's some biking, and there's even some sled pushing. So I'll break these down a little bit and kind of give you some choices, but this would be an example of 4 workouts right here. If it were me, I'd probably run one day and run, bike, or sled the next day. So I would always mix it up. I wouldn't do the same one each time. But each week, I'll post at least 2 different workouts, and they're pretty much going to be leg dominated. The strongest muscle, the largest muscle on our body, as we know, are our legs. So even though we're doing something upper body related, push-ups, pull-ups, whatever, that lactic acid has to go somewhere. If we can help clear that lactic acid into a more aerobically fit pair of legs, the better off it's going to help us in the long run. So let me go over some of the workouts now. We'll start with the running workout. Guys, I want these to be done when you see the word sprint at about a 95% effort pace. I wouldn't really recommend 100% because sometimes our form suffers when we try to do everything at max effort. 95% is still going to get a lot of bang for your buck. So when you see the word sprint every time, that's when I want you to go about 95, 96, 97%. Pretty darn hard. But the other parts, you're going very, very slowly. So when it starts off and it talks about a 200 run slow, that is literally a very slow jogging pace. Kind of what I would call a conversational pace. If you're running or working out with somebody, you can easily carry on a conversation, not where you're having to gasp for breaths. And then as soon as that 200 meters is done, you're sprinting at about a 95% clip for 100 meters. And then immediately going to the next part, a 400 meter slow jog. Very slow, again, conversational pace. And then immediately into the 100. And you're just working yourself all the way down to the bottom where you will finish with a 200 meter run, slowly, and finish with a 100 meter sprint. That's a good way to get in, I believe. I haven't done the math, but it's right around 3,900 to 4,000 meters. So instead of just going out and running 3,900 or 4,000 meters and being bored out of your mind, this is a really good way to break it up, and it's a good way to build volume for our legs. The rowing workout's very similar. The numbers are the same. You'll still sprint 100 meters at about a 95% effort pace, and then you'll do the other things very slowly on the rowing. The biking has the same type of philosophy, but you're doing it in calories. You'll start off doing 10 calories very slowly on the rower, working on good form. 5 calorie sprint. 15 calories very slowly, recovering. 5 calorie sprint. You're not taking breaks, you're just slowing the body down, building more volume, particularly in the legs. And then finally for you sled pushers, and there are some of us around, not many. You're going to use 2 sleds. It just makes it more efficient because each time you're going to go down and back. So when you switch, you'll have a different type of sled. You'll start off with just an empty sled. You can do this in the gym. You can do this out in the parking lot. It's your choice. You'll do an empty sled for 20 meters at just a walking pace. Very comfortable, very slow. Then you move on and you'll have another sled already ready with 1 or 2 plates maximum. Don't make it heavy, don't make it freakishly heavy. 1 or 2 plates at the most, but you're gonna do a 10-meter sprint down and a 10-meter sprint back. Then immediately, you go back to that empty sled, and now it's 30 meters, very slowly, just walking. Then you're going back to the sled with has plates on it, 1 to 2 plates, another 10-meter sprint. and you just keep working yourself down the ladder until you finish up with an empty sled at 20 meters very slowly, and you finish up with another plate sprint. Everything is down and back. Hope this helps. It's really our first video that's going to get some exercise going. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great week.